a water damage story from renting as well that I've not told anybody. So I figure, why not?
Statute of limitations are good.
Yeah, I don't know. This didn't happen. We were renting a house. Me and my girlfriend were renting this house, and we were on the second floor. I think it was her birthday. And we went back home. We'd been drinking all night, and there was just a standing shower stall on the second floor. And so came back. We'd been boozing. Had a adult fun time in the shower, and apparently the panel was like rocking up and down while they put like a slip joint on, like a silicone joint, which they shouldn't have done. They should have glued it, but it has the two
hose clamps.
Hose clamps, thank you. Yeah, hose clamps that are tightened by screwdrivers, for those who don't know. And it had loosened itself up. We didn't know this at the time. Went to bed. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're laying in bed, and she's like, "Did you leave a sink on downstairs?" Because we could hear water running. And I was like, "I don't know, maybe." And I go downstairs into the kitchen, and there's, the whole kitchen floor is wet. And I look up, and there's a can light on the ceiling, and it's just a steady stream of water is pouring down. And so I was like, "Oh, fuck." And so she comes down, she takes like a cereal bowl, and she's like collecting the water underneath. I realized what's happened. And I was like, "Oh, you're going to fucking hate this." I was like, "Back up." So I stand on the kitchen chair and take a hammer and smash it through the drywall. It immediately drops like fucking 10,000 gallons of water, destroying the entire first floor of the fucking house. And called the landlord the next morning. We just like threw towels down, mopped up. We're both hammered. And it's again like 3 o'clock.
Baby, you're gonna need a salad bowl for this.
I have the video of it still somewhere. It's funny as shit because I'm just dying. Like, she's panicking, like she's gonna stop this fucking drip. I was like, "What? Check this out!" And called the landlord the next morning, and I was like, "I think there was a leak, and the kitchen ceiling collapsed. I have no idea what happened."
Oh, that
so
sucks.
But it was a plumbing issue. This wasn't your fault.
Yeah, no, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
It was your, heavy duty love making that loosened that gasket. You know, I think that the occupancy, that shower was clearly rated for one occupant, and you overloaded it and caused that damage.
That house is fucking cursed. Everything was wrong with that. The fact that it didn't burn down that by the time we moved out is miraculous.
My whole the area, like I moved in and there was an unfinished part in my basement. I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna put a big sectional down here and a giant TV and a pool table and like a little rec room." And first I had to have carpet put in, and so I got carpet put in, and like within like 2 weeks, if I recall my timeline correctly, I had a water issue where a pipe burst outside, like the pipe leading to the hose burst. It was a hose hookup outdoors that I didn't even know I had. I had just moved in a couple months prior. I thought I had a hose on both sides of the house, but apparently there's a hidden spigot that I never noticed back there. And I was just like, didn't do anything all day, like to hear leaking. Like I went to work and came back, and I was like, "I'm going to get a workout in now." And I walked down there, and it was all the can lights were just leaking, all of them, onto the carpet that was still like smelled new. It was so new. Like there were probably aggregately 15 steps taken on this carpet. Thank God I hadn't put electronics or sectional or anything in there yet.
The same thing happened to me.
Man, this must be really common. Wait, you had an outdoor hookup burst and then it ruined your basement?
No, I refinished my basement and then had it flood and had to tear up like $20,000 worth of hardwood.
Oh my God, that's so much worse. That sucks.
Yeah, it was awful. I put down cheap carpet after that. I was like, the cheapest. I was like, no, cheaper.
I wanted to look like an office in here.
It did. I put down like schoolroom kindergarten carpet. The kind like it was so short. Yeah. There was no thread.
You don't want to walk on it in bare feet. It's like
vomit comes right out though.
You would skin your knee if you fell on it. It was rough. Yeah. I don't remember what leaked, but something leaked and it flooded the hot water heater leaked and it flooded the whole downstairs with standing room water. And it was good hardwood. It wasn't great hardwood, but it wasn't that like glue down bullshit either. It was real wood that was glued to the fucking concrete. So when they went to take it up, they have to like scrape up every plank, and they don't come up in this nice clump. They splinter every square foot of the way. So they're just down there, chiseling it up, and splinters of wood are coming up. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I think it cost another it was thousands just to clean up the mess that was made.
I had a apartment water flooding issue, but I was hardly inconvenienced, and I took no responsibility because I didn't think I deserved any. This apartment came with a washer and dryer. And I guess the rubber hose that led to the washer aged out, but I didn't put the hose there. I wasn't my washer. I just rented all this stuff. And one day when I wasn't home, the hose burst and it just poured water out. But the nature of the damage was it just went from the washer and dryer area straight down into my downstairs neighbor's place. He apparently was the real victim here. And he was mad at me for something that happened when I wasn't home to a thing that I didn't do. And the rental people were mad at me. And I'm like, everyone here has a problem except me. I just need a new hose on here and I'm good to go.
About that hose.
Yeah, so that is actually how it ended. They put a new hose on there. I know my downstairs neighbor had a bunch of renovations and shit he had to take care of. But not me.
Dealing with landlords.
Oh, go ahead.
Dealing with landlords is often nowadays there's 3 big companies that own all the real estate in America, and dealing with them is, I don't think I've ever dealt with a guy oh yeah, Bill, my landlord, he owns this place. I had a girlfriend who had that one time, and it was nice because you could get a hold of Bill and he would immediately fix a hole in a door or a broken window because he owned the place. But when it's this big $1 trillion corporation, 2 or 3 houses ago, we had a water leak in the front yard. It looked like a koi pond was in my front yard. There was water running down the street into the gutters for months of just flowing. And we'd call them every 3 days. Hey, there's still a literal creek running out of our front yard down the road. Okay, yeah, you're on the priority list. All right, just so you know, we're not paying this water bill. Oh yeah, of course you wouldn't pay it. Can I have that in writing? Oh, of course. I wish I remember what the water bill was. I said it at the time, but it was thousands. It was thousands of dollars worth of water that they let just run into the gutter down the street.
I'd have got some koi. I mean, you're telling me this thing does automatic water changes? Yes, sir.
It was because they dug it up one time and left a crate and fixed it, quote unquote. And so there was a big crater left from that yard work. So then when it broke again, it just filled the crater up. And now that's our koi pond. And it ran so continuously that it wasn't muddy water. It was clear, pretty water out there. And that was deceptively deep. Like you'd step off into it if you fucked up. Oh, what a mess with those people.
I had the opposite experience. When I had a dude who had a full-time job and a family in his own house, I felt like I was annoying him if I ever needed something done. On the other hand, when there's the place I live with the hose, they had a maintenance guy on staff whose job it was to be on call. And I like that situation more.
Yeah, we have that too. There's maintenance people that are on call, but and they seem well briefed in the type of appliances that this corporate entity uses. So when they show up, that's the garbage disposal in every house. So they immediately know how to fix it. I don't, apparently. Every time it breaks, I got to call Letitia to come over and fix it. And she looks at me like I'm stupid, but it's not my job, Letitia.
One of my college apartments was so shitty, and the landlords were just phoning it in. They never stopped by or anything. That I lived there for the last 2 years of college. By the probably last 6 months there, it was already such a shitty place. I just started smoking cigarettes in there. I had a couch right next to the window, and I'd turn the fan on, and I just kind of open both windows and just kind of blow it out the window. Okay. And something I wouldn't have done the first month I was there, oh, that's that would be disrespectful to this place. And then no. So I think that place has since been condemned. I was smoking cigarettes in there. The place my last apartment before I bought my house, so this is almost probably about 7 years ago now, I noticed immediately there was a tremendous amount of black mold on the stairwell, an alarming amount. There was no way to walk through this stairwell into the back lot, and it was in the city. And so it was easier to walk out back to the parking lot because otherwise I had to walk out the front and then like go around my building and go through a bit of a seedy alleyway and then open up the gate with my key and then get in that way. And so I would tell them like, hey, don't want to bother you guys, but there's a ton of black stuff all over my wall. I'm pretty sure it's black mold, like trying not to be like accusatory. It's obviously black mold. It took 2 seconds to look up. And I was like, can you guys like come take care of this? And they're like, yeah, definitely. I lived there for like over a year. And so for the last 9 months or so I lived there, I just closed that area off and would like, just tell people like, you need to get to your car in the lot, go out front because there's a lot of black mold back there. Do you notice how your breathing isn't as good in here? Yeah, don't go down the black mold hallway. And they just never took care of it. They just ignored me every time. And that's like, I didn't realize how bad that shit was for you at the time. I was like, oh, this is like going to give me the sniffles or something if I walk here every day. It's like, no, it can give you brain damage if you're sitting near that stuff. Yeah.
Well, that house that we flooded the kitchen of, it was a friend of mine bought it basically for us. He was our landlord, and it was kind of like a land lease essentially thing. He like bought me and my girlfriend this house. And he's like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna live in this house. Blah 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 blah. Greatest guy in the fucking world. Anyway, long story short, he died very unexpectedly. His wife is a raging cunt, so she took over. And then as soon as that happened, I was like, I'm about to get evicted and I'm not getting my $500 deposit back. So I just ripped cigarettes in the kitchen. And then my favorite bit was friends would come over and they'd be like, oh, we can smoke in your house now? And I'm like, no. I can smoke. Just ashing on the floor. Like, no, go outside. If you want a cigarette, go on the deck.
You gonna pay the cleanup fees? No? All right then. Go right out there. I've definitely smoked in them before, but I smoked in the house like 4 houses ago. Definitely like joints and weed, and occasionally cigarettes. But they gave me all my deposit back. It was shocking. Like that was the house where I had to leave, and I just didn't have enough time to like really, like I left holes in the wall from mounting TVs. I just didn't have time to do it. I had to get to the new house, and the truck is going back in the morning. It's like midnight. I got 2 hours to drive. It's like, I gotta go. We're done. This is the last of it. I left some garbage in there, like not piles of garbage, but it needed to be swept up better. They gave me my whole deposit back. I was shocked.
This house, I left fucking spotless. Like, because like their family did so much for me, so I was like, I'm not gonna fuck them over. And so I had it professionally cleaned. I repainted all the fucking walls. Like this place was immaculate. And then she didn't give me, again, fucking bitch, didn't give me my deposit back. Which it's a long story, but had like the eviction process. Because originally, again, the intention was like we were going to buy this house from them. And then after he died, she changed her mind. And so she didn't give me the deposit back. And I was like, hey, can you send me like an invoice? Like why didn't I get the deposit back? And it was the most bullshit thing. It was like she had to have somebody vacuum the carpets and like leaf blow the sidewalk out front. It was the most bullshit list of things, but I was just like so done at that point. I was like, my buddy's dead. I don't want to fucking fight with his wife, whatever.
That's annoying. Like,
yeah, take the $500 and fuck off.
I think I've never not got my deposit back. Cause even that place I smoked cigs in, like I deep cleaned it. Like it took like a week of like cleaning and getting it nice, making sure all the ash was hidden.